Alright guys, before we get started here, just wanted to show you, this is going to be the first part of our master closet remodel, and this thing is a mess. So the sliding door that we're going to build is going to go behind here. Right now these people just have a piece of sheetrock screwed through the sheetrock into the wall to the utility room that we've been working in, where we did our filter and our hot water heater. But take a look at some of the other stuff that's going on in this closet. Let's start with first the monstrous shelf right here. That thing easily comes out from the wall like 30 inches, which is just a terrible waste of space. This closet bar is one that I actually just threw in there to have some extra hanging space, because this is the long way in the closet, and they had the hanging bars going the short. But some other stuff that really irks me is the drywall isn't done at all. They just tried to cover it up with these weird strips on the wall. The flooring in here does not match the flooring in the rest of the house. You notice the plug outlet here coming to the extension cord, coming to a plug adapter, going up to one of these weird garage type overhead lights that they've got hanging here. That's got to go. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do in this closet.
Oh hell, I can fix that. Honey, can you bring me a Band-Aid, please?
Alright, so there's that garage light thing that we're going to get rid of today. You can see I've cleared off all the shelves and the hanging bars, and that's getting ready to come out. Doors in. And the reason the overhead light is working is I have an extension cord running to another part of the house. I've got the breaker shut down in here, and the first thing that we're going to do is take our tick chaser and double check and confirm that we have no voltage. So, and in this case we do not have any, so we're safe to go ahead and pull this cover and start working here. Alright, so let's get this cover off. And you can see there's no shortage of damage to the sheetrock going on in here. You can see they just painted over everything. There we go. Alright, and that's a floating junction. So we're going to go ahead and unscrew the receptacle. Alright, so basically got it unwired here. These ones where the wires push in are kind of a pain in the butt. So normally what I do is just go ahead and cut those. So we'll go ahead and cut those off. That'll get all of our wiring exposed in this socket out of here, and then we'll move on. Alright, now these floating junctions have two tabs that when you tighten these screws flip up and hold into the back of the drywall. I'm just going to take my driver and pull the screws all the way out of it. There's the little tab I was talking about. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I've got that separated. Alright, there's one. And we're going to have the other two. To this other side here. Not the easiest situation to deal with, but we will prevail. There we go, we're getting it. Okay. Now I have no idea which one of these is actually carrying the power, and this and this and that, but they were all wired together. And this is like 1/4-inch sheetrock. That's fantastic. I hate 1/4-inch sheetrock. Anyway, so we're going to use the stud finder and find the nearest stud, cut a hole, mount a new junction box up here, wire everything together, run our power up, and then keep on moving. So let's do it. All right, guys, so this is the center of the stud over. Hopefully that shows on camera. So what I like to do when I got to take sheetrock out, because we have to take a piece out big enough for me to get up in here and drill up to run the new wiring through. So we got to go kind of high here. So I like to take up my level and put it on the wall here and get that nice and leveled off and draw in where we're going to take out. Oh, looks pretty good. Oh, shelf is in there. Okay. So hopefully that shows up on camera well, but we've drawn out where we're going to start taking the sheetrock out. Now everybody can do it their own way. I like to use a good sharp knife and just score along until I can get this out. It looks like it's only held in with a couple little staples right here, so with any luck we can get it out in one piece and just put it back in after the fact. But if not, we'll have a nice square piece that'll be easy to cut and make a replacement for. Alright, so we got our piece of sheetrock out, and here are the wires that were going down to that plug. So what we'll do is we'll shorten them up when we're routing it to our new switch. So the only thing we got to do here is pull a couple of staples out. Alright, so very pleased about that. Got the sheetrock out intact. So we're going to go ahead and get our new junction box screwed on and start wiring here. Alright guys, as you can see here, I tidied up the wires coming down the stud. Tied in, this is going to be the new wire that runs to my switch, and then we're going to run a new wire up and through the roof that's going to go to the lights. So anyway, oh, another note, these walls are so thin that I actually had to cut the back out of my junction box. That's why you can see the sheetrock there. But improvising on the fly. So anyway, I'm going to keep on plugging away here and show you guys how we're going to get that hole through the upper stud so we can get our wire into the roof. Alright guys, so we opened up that big hole, like I said, so I could drill through the upper stud so I could run my wire into the ceiling. And what I used here is my monster length 5/8 spade bit. You can see that's a very long bit, so I simply just reached up in here. You can see, hopefully, I hit the stud right there. So went on ahead and drilled through, and let me see if I can get you in there with my light, and maybe you can see it. Yes, see the hole that I drilled right there? So that's where our wire is going to go up and into the ceiling. Okay, so you can see I've got my new wire running up through the hole in the ceiling, and what I did, I've already installed the lights. Okay, is I used a 3.5-inch hole saw. Those are 6-inch lights. So which is just big enough for me to get a decent arm's length in here, and then I just kind of ran the power cable up through the hole and then reached over and grabbed it and pulled it through and fed it. So all of that's wired up, so the last thing we got to do is put the switch in. So let's knock that out and then see if it works. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is cut these wires down a little bit. We don't need near as much as we've got. Yes, I'll thank you to not remind me this is a PVC cutter. And that's going to give us enough to work with and still be okay. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get these skinned and opened up and get them connected. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do, guys, is go ahead and tie the neutral together, because you do not need a neutral for a switch. So let me grab a wire nut here. All right, so the neutral is together. Now the grounds, we may have to make a little jumper here. And neutral's tied up. Whoops, dropping stuff. All right, the grounds I've laced together here, and we're going to put a curve on that because we're going to go ahead and connect it to the green grounding screw here on the switch. So we're going to go ahead and put a little turn on that. With my nippers here. Being careful not to cut it. We don't want to do that. That should do. And we're going to hook those ground wires. Hopefully you guys can see here. Around the screw. There we go, just like that. And tighten that up. There we go, that's nice and snug. And then on the other side, pretty easy here, guys. The black leads, again, that's our hot. So the power in is going to go here, and the power out's going to go there. Make a loop here. Just about like that. Hook it around the screw. Screw that down. Rinse and repeat with the outbound, guys, and then we'll be good to go. So we made our little hook. And some switches actually have like a little gauge on them that tells you how much wire to strip off and whatnot. This one's not one of them, so, but that's okay. There we are. Snug this one up and we are good to go. All right, so we're going to tuck all that in there and screw the switch into our junction box. I'm going to have to move you ever so slightly here, guys. Alright, that's not too bad. Let's turn the breaker on and see if it works. Alright guys, moment of truth, and the little glow that you see is on my switch, so here we go. Ta-da! Roll you back here. So you've got the 2 lights in there. And I even put one in the roof of the utility room. So now I can see when I'm doing my filters and whatnot. And everything is beautiful. So yeah, that's freaking awesome. And I love these light up switches. It glows in the dark so that you can see it in the dark, and then the little orange light turns off when you flick the lights on. But yeah, that's going to be uber light for in the closet here once we get our remodel done, and I'm really pleased with it. Yeah, guys, and that's the way you pull power from an old outlet into a brand new switch to run new overhead lighting or whatever you're going to run off the switch. Hopefully you learned a few things. Guys, if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button. Turn on all notifications so you can be notified of our future and upcoming content. Give us that thumbs up. Hit us in the comments, and in the description box below, guys, I'll include links to our Facebook page and our email address if you want to drop us a line. Till next time, this is Chris for Busted Knuckle DIY saying, keep wrenching.